What it do, baby boo? It's your boy King Reno here, and we're going to be discussing champion pools and why you need them to climb in Season 11. The idea of a champion pool rivals that of the idea of one-tricking a champion. I'll be doing a video on one-tricking, so make sure you stay tuned. You drop a follow, drop a like. You come to the stream at twitch.tv/call_me-king. Again, that's twitch.tv/call_me-king. And that way you'll be able to join with me live while I sometimes I record them live, sometimes I do them off stream, but a lot of times I'm doing them live because I do like the feedback that I get while I'm doing the live, the interaction and the conversation, sometimes even a little bit of the debate back and forth, the discourse. So like I said, make sure you come through, make sure you follow this channel, and I would be happy and glad to welcome you to the crew. But we're talking about champion pools. Why do you need and why do you want a champion pool? Champion pool consolidates the number of champions that you're going to be playing, the number of champions that you're looking to play through the season, and better gives you an opportunity and chance to win. Why not one trick, you may be asking? With one tricking, yes, you will have a full-on mastery of the champion, a full-on understanding of the champion, but what if that champion gets buffed and now is permabanned? What happens if that champion is picked away because they're very popular, high play rate? You're going to find yourself not being able to play and enjoy and climb on the champion that you want. So it's it's just a smart thing to do. You just go out, I would say 3 champions. Realistically, 3 champions with 3 play styles. Going down the list, when we're talking about picking your champion, you want to pick a champion that you're going to enjoy. You want to pick champions that you want to play. You want to play champions that you enjoy either from a skill or a difficulty matchup. If you're a mechanical savant and you want to go in and you want to, make the outplay, you want to show them that, you're the better player. You might want to play that champion. You may want to be someone who's more resolved, someone who likes the fundamentals and understands the game directly and what they're trying to do and accomplish. So that way you have that consistency with that champion, and everything in between. Really, you have to find a champion that brings you joy, a champion that you enjoy, that you want to play, a champion that you're going to have the same level of enthusiasm playing on game 1 that you had playing in game 500. Okay. These like you're gonna want to play these champions because you're going to be playing these champions a lot, right? Why are we going with the champion pool? Mainly, again, if you get to a point where your champion's presence is high. So the presence of a champion is their pick and ban rate. So a champion that has a champion that has a high pick rate and a high ban rate, right? So Jhin has a 42% pick rate. So Jin's going to be and this is currently patched to our 10.24. 10.24. Jhin is going to be in half of your games. And with his ban rate, we're looking at almost 27% ban rate. So realistically, Jhin has a 75% presence in League of Legends games. So half the games he's getting played, a quarter of the games he's getting banned, and a quarter of the game he's getting through. So for you as a player, if you're a Jhin player, if you're in the half that actually ends up playing him, good for you. But realistically, you're going to be looking at playing him 1 every 4 games because he's going to be banned out. He's going to be banned out a quarter of the games, and he's going to be picked away from you half of your games. So that makes it a little bit difficult to play. Whereas, if we're looking at, let's say, a pick rate champion, let's look at top lane. A pick rate champion. Wait, we're still on pick rates? Oh, I can't change it. Someone, I would say anything under 10%, really. Anything under 10. You get really, really niche when you get down to your 1% and your 2%. Those are like the one tricks primarily. And a lot of times you'll see this champ's OP, this champ's busted because they have a super high win rate. But then when you look at their play rate is something like 1% or below 1%. But yeah, I would say anything below, realistically, 10%, 7%, that jump there, you're looking at champions that you have an opportunity to actually be able to play. They're not so severely overpowered that they're being banned out or being picked away from you. Likewise, if their ban rate's high, their pick rate's high, and their win rate is high, they're going to be nerfed. They're on the chopping block, especially if you see them in competitive play. So if you have a champion that you really really enjoy, but they're also high win rate and they have prominence in competitive play, the likelihood of them getting nerfed is very 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 high. Which would then either weaken your champion pool, weaken your ability to climb, weaken your ability to gain that sweet, sweet, sweet elo. And that's not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to put ourselves in a position to win. Likewise, when we're talking about champion pools, I want to talk about versatility. We're talking about versatility as far as having a champion pool that allows you to play a champion for each occasion, a champion for each situation. So if we're looking at a tank jungler, or I'll just use jungle. So you might want a tank jungler, you might want a aggressive kind of fighter jungler, and then you may want something like a ranged jungler, like your Kindred, Graves, things like that. Because that provides a variety for you to assist your team composition as well as counter the enemy team. If you are one trick, and let's say you're a Kindred one trick, right? Playing Kindred all the time, and the enemy team locks in someone like Master Yi or something, somebody who typically does well against Kindred, you're kind of stuck. I mean, you can always just default to playing a Yi counter, but if you had a Yi counter in your champion pool, you wouldn't have to bring down your level of player skill to be able to go against that Kindred player. Likewise, with versatility of your champion pool, you want versatility within the different champions. So you want a champion that you're able to play either highly offensively if you snowball and you're getting ahead, or very defensively if you fall behind and you need to support your team and support the person who's carrying at the moment. You need to be conscious of these things. And if a champion is only like one dimensional, so let's just say like an assassin. So if you're playing an assassin, once an assassin falls behind, it's very, very, very difficult for them to be able to get back to the point that they need to be in to be able to one-shot that carry or take out those two support, mage, AD carry kind of players. You have to figure out, well, if I'm playing a champion, I know not every game is going to be that 15-minute stomp where the enemy team forfeits and I'm hard carrying. You have to know that some games you may be the one that's actually behind. You may be the person having difficulties. You may be the person not being able to carry the game. Speaking of which, if we're talking about carrying game and play styles, that also goes into your champion pool. You're thinking about the different types of play style. If we're talking about laning, whether you're having a lane kingdom where you're just kind of being hyper aggro, trying to kill the enemy laner over and over again. If we're talking about a farm style where both of you, or you're going to at least try to farm it out and get your items that way a little bit more passively. I would say in preseason 11, that's not primarily the most optimal way to play, only because we are seeing a lot of games end quickly. Yes, it has to do a lot with people experimenting and trying to figure out what is going to be good for this season and what they want to play. But likewise, like I'm saying, figuring out your play style is going to also inevitably help you figure out what type of champions you want to put in your champion pool. Whether you want to be, like I said, that lane kingdom where you take over your lane. If the enemy jungler shows up, you can run them over. So you can fight the 2v1. You can win the 2v1. You've basically shut down your lane. People stop going to your lane, and you can just keep on pushing, continue creating advantages on the map, continue opening up towers for your team. Or, like I said, or another version, it's like roaming. Roaming has been one of the most optimal ways to win in League of Legends. Notably, world champion player and known to be the greatest of all time, if not, one of the greatest, but if not the greatest, Faker, is known for his roaming, even on champions such as like Syndra that aren't necessarily known as roaming champions. When you think of roamers, you think of like Talia's, Talons, Aurelion Souls. But he'll roam on Orianna, roam on Syndra, make those plays, push the wave, and make plays to get his team ahead and try to put the game in a state where he's able to push his advantage and push advantages for his fellow teammates. Another thing when it comes to crafting out your champion pool is understanding how your champion fits within the meta as well as fits on your team. So if you're a Blitzcrank main, you're a Blitzcrank main, your job, of course, is the initiation, the hook, grabbing, and then also being pseudo frontline, because Blitz is also categorized as a tank. But if you're seeing that the enemy team are prioritizing a lot of armor shred, a lot of percent health damage, things of that nature, you may want to say, okay, well, I can carry in other ways if I full combo and you're half AP, half tank, like AP Bruiser, or if you just say screw it and you go full AP. These are things that you have to understand, you have to start learning, you have to start figuring out when it comes to trying to carry these games. And that's why you want to develop that champion pool and understanding which champions to put into that pool. I would say you want to figure out your character, your champions. Then again, number of champions. Some people have very large champion pools. They have the champion ocean, right? Some people have a champion river. I really would say the champion puddle is like best. Maybe 1 or 2 champions. Have your main champion like that you would effectively be one tricking, and then your champion, if that champion is either countered, if you can find something else to aid you, and then but your champion pool between 3 and 5, I still like to keep it closer. The smaller you can get that pool, the more dedicated you can be to those champions, understanding their matchups, understanding their play styles, and then making those champions more second nature to yourself, because you don't want to have to constantly be thinking about the next move you want to make, the next play you're going to do, how the interactions between abilities work. You just want to be able to do it and already know that's going to happen, so your focus can be further down the road from the game. You're not thinking about the little micro interaction, you're thinking about the more macro sense of the game. The better you get the better you get at understanding your own champion pool, the better you get at the micro of it, the better you get at the macro of it, the more wins you're going to get, the more consistent you're going to be in closing out games. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please feel free to give it a like, follow, comment, thumbs down, thumbs up, whatever you feel like doing. Like I said, I stream on twitch.tv /call_me_king, and that's twitch.tv /call_me_king, and that's Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so feel free to come through. Generally starting at about 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And like I said, likewise, I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you all for coming through and enjoying the video. Make sure that you have selected your right summoners, taken the right masteries, and you have a prosperous season 11. It's been your boy, this is King. Peace!